I'm the developer of One Day for Chat, as you all perfectly know.
And yes, what's your name?
My name is BS1, or you can call me Bogdan if you want so.
Excellent, thank you. Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining us to talk about One Day for Ched. I've ever since we played it on In the Lab, I've kind of been fascinated by this game, and when you reached out to us, I was so excited. So the first thing I would like to know is how did One Day for Ched come about? Like, what was your original like plan to create this game?
Oh yeah, we had a plan. The plan was pretty awesome. We just read some articles, read some books, and we tried to make a video game about our entire world, and actually about the game about the all the hardness of our lifetime, all the bad people, and we actually thought that it would be a great idea for the game. We started making it about 3 years ago, and this is what we'll get now. See, it was the idea of bad people, good people, and how to treat them, how to live with them, and the hardcore shooter came out too.
And when you say hardcore shooter, I mean One Day for Ched is pretty notorious for being borderline impossibly difficult.
Yes, it's impossibly difficult, but not so much as you can see, because I actually completed the game several times and I had no difficulties because, I have played it much more times than you did. But actually, it's not so complex as you think because you can actually learn to play the game. You can learn the mechanics, and that will be much easier to play. So it's not so hard. It's hard for the first impression probably, and this is my mistake as a game designer. But actually, it's a bit easier to play, and it comes out when you find and learn how to play.
Now, uh, I know it's probably difficult for you, but what's it like? Because One Day for Ched is notorious for being terrible. Like people really hate on your game constantly. But
Oh,
from what it appears, it seems like it hasn't completely rattled or shaked you, and you're still, proceeding. So what has that been like?
what is it like when people hate my game? Like when they appreciate? Oh, it's pretty silly feeling actually. But you see, when we were creating the game, we actually thought about, oh, let's make it really hard. And our level designer said that it will make people hate you. And you know what? They hate me actually pretty much. But I'm pretty happy with that because the game has its own audience and they love it, its complexity. And I promise you, the next game will be making it will be much easier to play. But till now, it's probably I love people hating my game. Yes, for sure, because it was the way I speak to players and the way the game shows them how to play, shows the rules, and it was I'm not sure I will say it, but it was pretty much trolling about ourselves because we thought, yes, we'll make it really hard so people would hate us in the video blogs or something like that in the walkthroughs, and they actually did it. So, you see,
Wow, that's excellent. And has One Day for Ched been successful for you guys?
uh, pretty much it has been successful. We've been doing the game for over 3 years, and actually it started like a like a small game with one level with audience of 300 people, and now it's on Steam. Yes, we're heading with the publisher, but it was our mistake too. So we're pretty happy with the game and how it goes because for a small studio with about 5 people, 5 till now, but when we started we were only 2 persons. So we're pretty much happy with how the things go. But yes, we could make it much better.
I would actually love to know who BSL Team is actually, because I mean you're it's like you said, a small indie developer from pretty much for a large for our audience especially, and a lot of the Steam audience. You know, you're a small developer on the other side of the world in
Oh
Russia.
yeah.
So yeah, I'd
No,
love
it's
to.
not Russia. It's not Russia. It's
It's not
Ukraine.
Russia? Ukraine? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, we're in Ukraine. We're pretty much unsatisfied with Russia's things.
Yes, yes,
So,
sorry.
yes.
My
Um,
mistake. I apologize.
there's nothing to worry about. Yes, we're the small team. We have about three. How could I say? Three alive members, probably not alive, but they are
Active?
with us. Yes,
Yeah, the
active
con.
members.
Okay, yes, cool.
Um, it's like me, like program engineer, the game designer, which is now working right now for our next game, and the artist actually, which is also working for our new title. Um, we also have a scenario guy, scenarist, who writes scripts, but he's absent right now. Uh, and this is all the stuff actually that does the new games. But we work with people around the world probably, and we accept the helpings from the fans, from and from all the people which want, join our team. So now we have 13 members, but till now in Kiev there are only 4 people, and the other one are working with us over the internet, and it's also pretty awesome because they really work, and sometimes they do much more work than we do, but sometimes we do much more. But
So what is your next project? What's this new game you're working on? Can you give us any details?
yes, I'll give you the details. Our new project is called Knife in a Bag. It's like action third person shooter game with racing elements and actually a pretty much big entire world. It's open world game, and we are trying to make it as best as we could. It has a great scenario, and it probably is probably much bigger and better and not so hard as One Day for Chad was. So it's our new project that we are developing for over 2 years, and I think it will probably go out about 3 years. In 3 years, we'll see the project. And the game looks like probably Driver San Francisco or something else like that. We're trying to make it as best as we could. The main feature of the game, I think, probably is the graphics level, because we're working on CryEngine SDK and trying to make the graphics as best as we could. Because in One Day for Chat, the graphics level were not so great as we expected, but now we're working on it, and we have got an artist who works on graphics, and I think the game will be awesome.
How did you get on CryEngine? That seems like such a big switch from One Day for Chad.
You see, we don't like stacking in some engine because it's like no move, nothing to do about. We'd like to change engines. I personally like, because I don't like to work on some engine for a long time. I'd like to switch technologies, trying the new ways, trying to explore my mind or something. So I'd like to try different engine every time person I make the game. Yes, it will be a lot more mistakes or a lot more other things, but this is what it's all about, you see. Because if you're not switch it, it will be boring at some time, and I don't want it to be boring. I want it to be a hobby and a profession, but not a boring thing. I don't want to make games on one engine and make them similar. It's not our style, personally.
That that's actually a fascinating look into your design philosophy, and just a little more on that topic. But I meant like why CryEngine specifically? Like why did you pick that out of all of the now? I mean, with like Unreal and all that going like super easy to license and stuff. Why CryEngine?
First of all, because CryEngine, if when we picked the engine, it was 2 years ago. CryEngine was a perfect alternative to Unreal Engine 3. I mean UDK, which we were working on, and the main feature of that engine was it actually supports great landscapes and big levels. Because if we were working on Unreal Engine 3, we had to divide levels into some parts and then make seams and it was not so great. The lighting calculation took a long time. It was uncomfortable and inconvenient for the developing process, so we chose CryEngine SDK because it was the best engine that we could, the best free engine that we actually could find there, the best indie engine. Yes, now we have Unreal Engine 4 and we I'll tell you it by a secret, but we actually planning to switch an engine to Unreal 4. But till now we got two projects on CryEngine 3, so we'll complete them and then we'll go to Unreal Engine 4. And then we'll see what happens. I think probably it will be much more great engines that we won't try.
Excellent. One of the things that one day for Ched that stuck out was the story and the voice acting.
Oh, it's a I'm a developer, I should say words that will be uh, I should say great words about game, I suppose, to I'm a developer, but I personally think that voice acting was terrible. I agree with you. I saw your walkthrough of the game. I saw the review, and I personally agree. But you have to understand that we are small indie team, very very small, and we had only two people. We were aged of 13 when we were
Oh
doing
wow.
the game. Oh yes. And actually, I hadn't got money for the studio. Now we have money for the studio, but then we didn't have it, and it was a problem of voice acting. And we tried to, uh, you know, to try to write the voice, but it was probably a mistake. But without voice acting, it will be much more worth. At least people having fun of voice acting, and
Yeah,
it also makes us smile.
yeah. It is. While it's as even you said, it's terrible. It's terrible, but it's charming in its
Yeah,
terribleness. So you
but
at least have that going for you.
yes, the word, the phrase "I'm drunk," "I'm very very drunk." I didn't thought it would be so frequently repeated by the reviewers, but it actually making me laugh a lot, and I love
That's
it
good. Now,
personally.
for the Steam release for One Day for Ched, yeah, you said you found a publisher. How did you get in contact with, or did Strategy first get in contact with you? Because they're a pretty notorious publisher as well, and
Oh
I'd
yeah.
love to hear that story.
Oh, it's not sorry. It's true probably. You know, The story with publishing process was a long story and full of some mysterious things. First of all, we never wanted to have a publisher. We wanted to be on Steam by ourselves by completing the green light, but the game was on top 100 for over 5 months. We passed it 5 green lights, and the game was never been chosen. I don't know why. I suppose it was the dynamics of the game because it was like normal games has like this, but our game didn't have it. So we were on top 100 for over 5 green lights, and we've never been chosen. Then we thought that the the sixth green lead was our last green lead because we were even 98s, because the best players that we hit were 15s, but we've never been chosen, as I said. So it's the problem of publishing on Steam was very very urgent, and we decided to be on Steam by in any legal means. So it was a kind of good luck for us that publisher have contacted us. We didn't knew who Strategy First was. I mean, yeah, I read an article on Wikipedia about strategy first, and I thought, yeah, it would be a good publisher because we have had in some contacts with publishers later, but we didn't want the game to be published by a publisher. We wanted to do it by ourselves. But as I said, it was an urgent need because Steam just didn't want to select us, actually, and I don't know why that happened. So the guy from Strategy First, he contacted me first. I was thinking about it for 2 months because I hoped that we will complete Greenlight by ourselves, but we even waited 2 more months and we haven't completed. So I just decided, let it be, and I contacted him. We signed the contract. It was about 1 month more, and then after the signation of the contract, we were released. But as I said, I, I understood how bad our publisher is after we actually signed the contract because what they said before it was different with what they say after the signation. I don't know, should I say it or not, but actually it's some kind of truth. The only thing that I said to my publisher, because we really took care about it, that the game was on the bundles, and we really wanted for bundle buyers to get their free keys. And it was some kind of scandal which I actually couldn't handle any longer because Strategy First promised me some keys for the game, and it's actually it's actually their fault that they didn't give the keys in a release date. They said that we must wait a week or two, but we did the best we could for players to get the keys as fast as they could get. So this is the story of our life.
So I take it for your next get for Knife in the Back, you will not be working with strategy first.
I suppose no. I hope no, because it's terrible to work with the publisher, probably, because we have not worked on Steam by ourselves, and this is all we want to get in the future, to be an independent team, truly independent, without any publishers.
That's excellent. I mean, that's a very admirable goal. Is there anything you'd like to add about One Day for Ched before we go here? Because I mean, it's just such an interesting game in the Steam ecosystem.
Yes, I would like to add some information. Dear players, for you to know that One Day for Chat got new free DLC, which is now available on Steam, and you can go there and download the DLC as fast as you can to play the new entire level that will have much more monsters, weapons, and other stuff. This level is actually much more bigger than all 5 levels that were in the game. So you just need to play it, and it's much more easy actually. So it will be easy to complete. The DLC is called Extreme. You can get a free upgrade right now. Just buy the game, just upgrade it to the free DLC, and have fun.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for talking with us, and I hope you
Oh,
have a great day.
have a great day. Thank you very much.